Alright, I'm back with another part of the British Empire series, and last time I said we were finally gonna bring an end to the French Empire. They have been an absolute pain. We have gone to war with them repeatedly. It's constantly been back and forth. I have executed half of them. I have stolen half their lands, and they still refuse to give up. So for that reason, I have been left no other choice but to take their remaining land. They don't have enough men to build armies of their own, so all they're doing in this war is raiding villages, trying to get any win that they can. But like I said, they don't have the armies to actually siege any territory, so we don't have to worry about losing anything. They're just being a pain. But before I summon the other leaders and build an army of my own and conquer the remaining lands, we have to decide what comes next. So my original goal for this playthrough was to take down the French, and since we're about to achieve this goal, assuming everything goes smoothly, that should be the end of the playthrough. But I guess the question is, do you all want to see more, or should we move on to something else? Because the problem with Bannerlord, as much as I love the game, once you hit a certain point in the game, the rest of the campaign just becomes repetitive and you're slowly just going to conquer all the land. And if we take a look at the map, this mod is just way too big and I really don't want to spend all of our time like conquering the world. It'll just take too long and I think it'll just get very boring like very quickly. But if we can come up with a reasonable goal that isn't going to extend it by too much, then maybe I'll consider it. Otherwise, this may be the finale and we could be moving on to something else. Whether that's the Warhammer mod, the Game of Thrones mod, just anything I can find really. But that's enough of the rambling. It is time to go to war. Well, it's not the biggest army we've assembled, but I'm afraid it's the best we're gonna get. Hopefully it's enough to take down the remaining French territory, but it is a little concerning the state of the British Empire right now. A lot of people barely have enough men. We have arrived at the first of the towns. Only half the army has shown up yet. We still have quite a few soldiers on their way. I think it was going to take a few days for them all to arrive anyway, because some of them are from like the north of Britain. I don't know why they're still chilling up there, because as if someone is going to sail around and take Scotland from us. I mean, I say that, and the moment they leave, someone will, just to spite me, sail into Scotland and conquer it. That's just my luck. But either way, we're going to siege this town. I've decided I'm going to leave Paris till the very end because that's their main capital. So I thought we'd make that the last one. Make it a special siege. But what we're going to do for this one, we're going to starve the garrison because there's 700 defenders. And regardless of how many people I throw at those walls, if there's 700 of them, we're not getting in. They are going to absolutely annihilate us. And even if I chip away at them with like a musket firing line, we're not going to get anywhere with 700. I've got to be honest, and I will take the loss there. We are not winning with 700 defenders. So we're going to starve them. I've stocked up on food. We only have to wait 10 days. The French do have an army, but it's not a very big army, so I doubt they're actually going to be able to achieve anything. I mean, if we take a look here, I believe those two are joining us, so that's an extra 200 soldiers. So, yeah, we're safe from the French lords, I'm pretty sure. But either way, let's siege this town and bring it into the hands of the British Empire. The garrison has starved. The defenses have crumbled. There is only one thing left to do. It is time to lead the assault and bring down the French once and for all. Are you ready, soldiers of Britain? Alright, bowmen, fire at will, lads. Why have we all got our swords out? We aren't going to accomplish much with our swords. We got a nice green kill feed to begin. We're just versing an enemy militia, so their range is not great. Whereas the upgraded rangers can actually hit them from here. If I wanted to, it'd be a slow battle, but I could actually leave the firing line there, and we should eventually win. But you know what? It'll take too long. We have other places to be, other settlements to siege. So I'm going to tell the firing line to shimmy forward, get a better angle on the enemy, and hopefully we can bring them down even quicker. It does mean they will start firing back, but like I said, this is just a French militia. What's the worst that'll happen? The French are no match for our British superiority. I shout as there's a Frenchman standing right next to me. It's okay, pal. You're converted, okay? Oh god, this is awkward. I have to remember, we're the British Foreign Legion now. We're not just made up of British troops. We do have a wide range of soldiers. Well, I say wide range. I'm pretty sure there's just Brits and French. I don't think we have anything else in this army. I don't think there's any Germans or Italians or anything like that. Half the army is still not firing though, so that isn't good enough. You know what? We're gonna have to shimmy forward even more, lads. We're gonna have to keep walking towards the enemy front lines until I see every single man in this army firing at will. We have 300 rifles. We also have a reserve of about 400 infantry. We're now taking casualties because we've moved a lot closer, but everyone should be firing now. Oh, and we've lost another man. Fill in the gaps, men. Fill in the gaps. I'm going to toss a grenade through the gap, see what happens. Okay, so there are some French soldiers waiting on the other side, it seems. We need to find the sweet spot where I start blowing them all up. There we go. That's what I like to see. Oh! We've been shot. I have taken a lead ball to the abdomen. But it's okay, we're still alive and kicking. I'm going to bait the soldiers outside if they'll follow. Come on, lads. I know you're waiting on the other side for me. Oh, God, we missed. That's not an ideal start. This is more like it. Getting those multi-kills. They're now running away. I'll bait them back into the firing line again. Are you ready, lads? Alright, come on. Out you come. And fire, men! Fire! Or don't. It's okay. There's still a few. I'm pretty sure when you start to thin the numbers on one side of the wall, half of the others will rotate over, so there'll always be equal numbers at each gap. So if we... Oh, that was a close one. There was a few more than I was expecting then. This guy's pointing a gun at me. Can someone assist? Okay, it's fine. We're alive for now. I only have 2 grenades remaining. The men aren't really firing as much, so I can only assume majority of the enemies on the walls are dead. Oh, there's the backup. I was wondering where everyone was. Well, I'm not entirely sure how I just survived that. And I think, you know what? It's probably about time we just tell the men to attack. Everyone is pretty much dead. Let's get this over and done with. The kill feed is still looking nice and green. We have 400 prisoners due to the amount of people we starved. Because when they starve, they don't die, they end up wounded. So that is going to be a lot of gold for us, I hope. 8,500 gold for 400 people. That's it? Damn, man. I know the bulk of them were militia. We are losing relation with a lot of people because I showed mercy. The Brits aren't a fan when you show mercy towards your enemies. It is the British way to basically punish everyone other than a Brit. But then again, to be honest with you, the British punish each other as well. So I've decided to release some of the leaders who have lost too many soldiers already. We had a few who only had like 30 men remaining. And I've called in some additional reinforcements. We have 2 people with 90 soldiers, 1 with over 80, 2 more with over 70, and 1 with 60. So overall, we should be looking at a decent amount of men. We are going to have to wait like 3.5 days for the longest one to arrive. Pretty well, 3 days and 4 hours. I know we're awaiting half of the army to arrive now that I've summoned new leaders, but we still have over 500 soldiers. The French don't have an army, so I'm going to march on this castle ready and the others can meet us there later. And then once we take this castle, it will be the final march onto Paris. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we take the castle. Well, this should be a much easier battle than the previous one. There's pretty much no garrison here. There's 2 lords that have 10 men between the 2 of them. There's only a militia of 187. So I'm going to build the siege equipment. I'm going to smash down the defenses and then we're going to attack. There's no point waiting for them to starve because it'll take 20 days and we'll only starve 14 people. And I mean, to delay the battle by nearly a month just to starve 14 people seems a bit petty. So we're just gonna, like I said, build the equipment, tear down their defenses, and lead another assault. Alright, soldiers, form a firing line. It is time to once again take down the French. They just have a militia. They're a bunch of nobodies. We're all scattered in an open field. Let's take them down. I'm hoping this is going to be another swift battle with minimal casualties. This castle looks a little bit cooler than the last one we attacked. Well, the last one was a town, I suppose. The infantry are all back there hiding. I did tell them to all kind of huddle there, but yeah, I didn't expect them to quite huddle like that. But either way, we're once again formed a firing line. We're going to shoot every enemy on the wall, and then we'll move forward and take down all the defenders inside. And then we'll just tell everyone else to charge and clean up. There's no need to overcomplicate these things. We have a system. It seems to work, so we may as well stick with it. I see a French banner. No one shall wave a French banner in the presence of Gwaggles. It was actually just one man. Oh, and we've been shot in the neck. Well, that's not ideal. I wasn't planning on being taken down already, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting one man to just be holding a banner behind the wall. Are you going to ignore the farmer that's trying to kill you, buddy? Oh, God. Red kill feed. I repeat, red kill feed. Who threw a grenade? Someone threw something. I'm warning you now. The enemies didn't have anything that could cause casualties on this level. You blew each other up again, didn't you? Damn it. This is why I can't afford to die in these battles. The enemies killed 100 soldiers, so how do I have 230 dead and 230 wounded if only 100 were killed? How did we end up killing 500 odd when there were only less than 200 enemies? Damn it! I would have thought you would have learnt by now. Stop blowing each other up. We take a look at the kill feed. The French Grenadiers killed 66, so there's a good chance they, my own men, blew some allies up. Who else got a lot of kills? 28 from some British Grenadiers, so they probably blew each other. British Grenadiers. Damn, man. Your 4 Grenadiers killed 100 people. 4. Unless you count the ones that were dead. But either way, that's still quite a kill to death ratio, you know? At least we know whose fault it is. Damn, man. Blowing up 100 of us. Alright, well, we're just going to pillage this castle. I'm not too bothered about this one. We are going to enter, though, and we're going to wait for some time. Mainly because half the army is wounded. So if we just give them a day or two to recover, we can then march on Paris. Because we're going to need every soldier possible. Alright, majority of the wounded have recovered. A lot of the leaders are battered and bruised. They're down to 30 odd soldiers, which isn't ideal. Because, I mean, we have an army of 600, but when you take into account that's 600 between 12 leaders, and I have 130 of that 600. It's not looking too good for us, I won't lie. But either way, it is time for the final march. The last of the French territory. We take Paris, we end their kingdom once and for all. It began with the execution of Louis XIV, and it will end with the siege of Paris. There are nearly 800 defenders in Paris, a garrison of 460. We have no choice but to starve them. Like I mentioned when we sieged the other town, we're not going to stand a chance against 800. Especially when you have Anne in your army, who is, well, the king of friendly fire. Damn it, Anne. To be honest with you, I don't know why I still have you in my army. If it wasn't for the fact that you had 61 soldiers, I would have got rid of you long ago. But instead, we're going to have to put up with you because you make up a good chunk of our army. I have called in some additional leaders to help us because we're going to need every man possible. Anyone who can hold a rifle, we need you now. But it is time to once again build the siege equipment. Bring down the enemy defenses. Starve the garrison. And lead the assault for one final time. For years we have waged war against the French. Thousands on both sides have died. Entire families have been wiped out. Entire villages have been conquered. But today, we, the British Empire, have a chance to bring down a dynasty. Bring an end to French rule once and for all. The last of the French strongholds. Paris. For years it has stood strong as the main French city. But today it falls, men. Today it falls, and I've already been shot, which isn't ideal. We need to survive because if I fall in battle, Anne will take command, and we've all seen what happens when Anne takes command. We do need to get the men closer, but I got a feeling if I poke out and try to tell them to get closer, I'm going to get shot by a random Frenchman. We'll give it a go. I'll see if I can tell the soldiers to get closer. Okay, that didn't really go to plan. I've told you all to bunch behind this barricade with me. That was not what I was intended to do. I kind of want you to, like, spread across the front, lads. We are going to take some casualties while the French fire at us while we get into position. But as soon as we're in position, everyone should open fire. And the kill feed shall turn green once again. That's my hope anyway. Well, it's not quite as green as I had hoped, but I suppose it will do. I'm going to try and bait the French infantry out of the gate. Come on, lads. Come get some gwaggles. Oh, there's a lot of you. There is a lot of you there. There we go. That's about 10 of them dead in one grenade. If we keep chipping away at them like we always do, soon Paris will be in the hands of the Brits. No, I didn't have the grenade ready at the time. Alright, well, one final charge it is. How many casualties are we going to suffer in this attack? Who knows? The answer will be too many. The kill feed is already turning completely red. Oh, man. Oh, God. Look at them all. Why? Why, damn it? The last of the French strongholds has fallen. The French have been destroyed. All the individual French clans have now declared war on us. But I mean, if they didn't have enough to form an army when they were all at one nation, I don't think they're really going to achieve anything now that they've all split into individual clans. But when we started this playthrough, we had one goal, and that was to bring down the French, and we have finally achieved that goal. According to my save file, it took 895 days to finally bring an end to this war. It was long, it was brutal, we had setbacks along the way, but in the end, the British Empire showed their superiority and came out on top. But that now means who knows what our next adventure will be. Like I mentioned in the beginning, is it time to look for something new? Or do we carry on? Because this map, in all fairness, as great as it is, it's just way too big. I mean, damn, it would take forever to like achieve anything in this map. But as always, a big thank you to the Gwaggles members for your continued support. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.